When there's a need in your community and you're passionate about finding a solution, what do? You start a business. What do you really need to start a business? That is the question that almost every prospective and some existing entrepreneurs want to know the answer to. Before we get into it, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Tia Robertson. I'm the founder of the Black Entrepreneurs Network and the host of the show, Entrepreneur Insider. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode. As you know, on Entrepreneur Insider, we feature amazing entrepreneurs of color that you should know about and businesses that are doing amazing things in their community. So thank you for tuning in for this episode. I know you'll learn a lot. Speaking of which, let's go back to our question. What do you need to start a business? There are a lot of different answers to that question, and it'll vary depending on who you ask. Now, do you need money? Do you need passion? Do you need education? Do you need skills? The list can go on. And depending on who you ask, like you said, the answers will vary. So ultimately, it comes down to the individual. But the one thing that is key, one of the main things that is key, is a need. So whether you have all the money in the world or all the passion in the world, it really won't make a difference if there isn't a need for your product. Now, does that mean you can't start another fast food chain because there are a lot of fast food chains already out there? Absolutely not, because the ones that exist may not address the need in that particular community. So that's why you'll see maybe a In-N-Out burger in a place on the West Coast and a McDonald's that has the same recipe that's all over the world. And although McDonald's has the same recipe, they don't have chicken, which is why KFC and Popeyes thrive. You get my gist. Now, getting back to that main point, a need is essential, because if no one needs the product or the service that you like to offer, then you don't have any customers. So make sure that in addition to getting your financial resources in order, getting your business plan in order, getting your team that can help make sure that you have all the skills you need to run a business, making sure you have your technology from social media to websites. Running a business can be a lot. Now, in addition to getting all of those things in order, actually, before you get all those things in order, make sure there's a need. Because again, if no one needs what you want or what you're going to offer, then you're probably going to just launch to deaf ears. Now, if you're not sure if there's a need, do yourself a favor. Just ask your community. If you don't trust your friends and your family, to be honest, sometimes they can be biased, right? They want to encourage you and tell you what you want to hear. Then reach out. There are marketing companies that can put together focus groups of strangers, different demographics, different ages, different genders, different careers. They can put together focus groups for you, or you can put together your own focus group. You can go into a Facebook group, for example, and just kind of ask people, hey, do you mind if I pick your brain? Now, if you go that route, be sure to follow the group rules. Don't spam anybody. You get the gist. But poll different people, ask them. You can put together a poll on your Facebook page, on your Instagram page, on your LinkedIn page, whatever social media platform you're on. And if you're not on social media, there are some amazing platforms that help people get engagement, but also help answer some of those pressing questions. For example, Reddit, Quora, or Alignable. Those are some underrated communities that really can give you some feedback to determine if there is a need for your product or service. Now, think about what it is you want to offer, and you have to make sure that your offer is very specific and to the point. Just because you know what it is in your head doesn't mean that your listener does. So write a succinct statement that can be delivered to your audience in 30 seconds or less that addresses what it is you're going to offer, who it's designed for, what the price point is, the benefits from it, how soon they'll receive the benefits, and basically why they should support you, whether it's buying your product or your service. Be succinct, because you'll lose people's attention, and make sure you grab their attention right at the beginning as you capture your message. We've all seen Shark Tank. You know how it's done. Put together your pitch, and if people don't bite, then you may need to tweak your product or your service, or consider not offering it at all. If you have any questions about the idea that you have, feasibility, ways to do studies, just reach out to me and I'll be happy to let you know. Now, before I introduce you to today's special entrepreneur, I want to know, tell me down below, what type of research did you do before starting your business if you're an entrepreneur? And if you're a prospective entrepreneur, what type of business are you thinking of starting? Is it something that may be similar to something on the market, but you tweaked it a little bit? That's perfectly fine. We've all found a way to make a better wheel. Or are you creating something totally different? Like I saw an episode yesterday of a woman that made an amazing business and is growing it based upon glitter and lip gloss, right? Lip gloss, again, nothing new, but she put her spin on it. There's some other people out there that maybe have created a product that doesn't exist that addresses a need. So tell me down below, do you have a new product? Do you have a new service? Are you thinking of starting a business? And what steps are you taking to research the feasibility before you launch? I want to hear all about it, so tell me down below. Again, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to help you. So you're welcome to email me. I'll share that email address with you also at the end of the show. Now, for today's entrepreneur, he saw a need in his community, not necessarily his local community, but his global community. How impactful is that? To make a difference and to offer a product and service, a service that addressed that need. We all look for entertainment. So he found a way to make sure that positive entertainment was being offered. Want to know more about him? Then stay tuned. Today, we are talking to Tyren Robertson of ReTV to find out a little bit more about his business, the impact he's having in the community, and how we can support him as a village. So I'd like to introduce you to Tyren. Tyren, how are you today?
Hey, Tia. I'm pretty good. Can't complain. The weather's a little dreary today, but that's life. It is what it is.
I think it's all up and down the East Coast.
Exactly.
Grab an umbrella. Cool. Well, thank you for joining us today. Can you tell us a little bit more about ReTV?
So, Relationship Entertainment, better known as ReTV, as you just mentioned, is a network that we actually just started not too long ago, actually December 1st of 2019. The network is a streaming television network that broadcasts 24/7 on several different platforms, including mobile device, where we actually have an app you can download from your Google Play Store or your your iTunes store, in addition to our website, re-tv.net. And you can actually catch our content as well on Facebook and a lot of our content on Instagram as well, on Twitter and LinkedIn. Yeah, we have quite a few places that we actually stream. But we are actually a 24/7 streaming television network. And so I say it that way because a lot of people confuse us with just, another podcast or something like that. But that's not actually what it is. We aim to produce and put out positive content as an actual television network. Not while we make it available on social media, because that's just what today's environment is. We are an actual streaming television network that actually puts out positive content 24/7, 365.
So is the positive aspect, the positive content, what sets you apart from other platforms of this nature?
Exactly. So the way we actually look at it and the way we actually came up with this is when when you want to watch cartoons, you usually go to somewhere like the Cartoon Network. If you want to build something around your house and you want to figure out like how to do it, or you want to watch shows about that, you usually go to HGTV. If you want to watch something about sports, the primary places to go is to ESPN. But when it comes to watching something about positive content, specifically about relationships, and when I say relationships, I mean relationships holistically, meaning not just husband and wife and boyfriend and girlfriend, things like that. But when it comes to business, when it comes to kids, when it comes to all aspects of family, all aspects of relationships, because we're all in relationships, some form, fashion, or another, whether we, know it or not. We bring to you relationship entertainment television. So yes, I don't want to say those other places are our competitors or anything like that, but yes, we are on the same lines of your CBSs, your ABCs, your ESPNs, your HGTVs, your OWNs, your BETs, those type of networks. We are along those same lines of networks.
Oh, great. That's excellent to know. So tell us a little bit more about yourself. How did you come up with the idea and the concept of ReTV?
So let's see if I can make this a long story short. So I've actually been married. My wife and I, we've been married. This is our second, and we say our final marriage, meaning there will be none after, meaning we're together forever. And we actually just celebrated our 8-year anniversary this August.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. And so once we got married, we decided we needed to figure out what we can do to help our community when it comes to relationships, specifically when it comes to marriages and dating, because we had previously had been married to other people, and obviously it didn't work out one way or another, and we wind up coming together as together as a union. But we're not the only ones. There's been several people in our families that have also gone through divorces and so forth. And it's not a hidden fact that the divorce rate in the African American community, especially, is a lot higher than just in general within the United States or just the world as a whole. And so we wanted to do something that we could give back, that we can help curb that number somehow, some way. And what we decided to do was we came up with a Purposeful Life marriage coaching. We're marriage coaches. And so we've done marriage coaching for about the past 6 to 7 years. And within marriage coaching, we actually did a radio show called the Tyren Cody on Purpose show. And we did that for 4 years. And after 4 years, we figured, how can we reach more people and not just dealing with marriages or boyfriend-girlfriend type relationships? We had several people contacting us all the time saying, well, what about this? Or what about that? And we're like, well, we don't cover that. So what do we do to be able to cover that? And so we took some time off from doing the radio and took some time off from doing marriage coaching to kind of put together and formulate a plan of what we can do. And it just came to us. I pretty much say it was a God-given thing that, was given to me and says, hey, why don't you develop a television network? There is not a television network where that puts out positive content all the time. And that's what it is that we aim to do. When we even have a news show that produces positive content. Usually, when you're watching Fox News or CNN or MSNBC or whatever it is, you get some positive here and there. But usually, after you turn it off, you go, "Oh my gosh, I just feel so drained." And because what the heck is going on in the world? And we want to inform you, but we also want to inspire you. We want to educate you. We want you to walk away feeling good after you've watched our content. And again, all of our content is produced either by us or other people who allow us to air their content on their platform.
Okay. Great. So that's an excellent transition to go from coaching to a podcast or a radio show to an actual television network. So we're glad to see that growth and can use you in the community. Where do you see ReTV in 5 years or 10 years from now, considering you're on the path of growth?
Yes, we are definitely growing, and it's hilarious to see. I always refer back to my neighbor who lives across the street from me, and what I mean that is I do a lot of my yard work, but when I'm doing my yard work, I look at my yard and I go, oh my gosh, there's weeds here, there's weeds there, and oh, there's a patch here, there's a patch there. And he actually pulled me aside one day and was like, yo, bro, come step across the street for a second. And so I did. And he said, now turn around and look at your yard. Your yard is almost immaculate. Like, you are looking at the weeds standing over top of your yard. So you're not seeing everything that I'm seeing from across the street and looking at your yard. I'm going, oh my gosh, your yard is great. So while we just started this network December 1st of 2019, we are growing in ways that I don't even see. That's hilarious. And so 5 to 10 years from now, I hope to still be growing, honestly, to be completely honest. I feel like, us as humans, we're never stop growing. And so why not apply that same principle into business, into a television network, into relationships? You never stop growing. So I hope to continue to be growing, but to be growing in a way that we are actually on your standard cable channels, your Comcast, your Verizons, your DirecTVs, your Dish Networks, or whatever it may be. Right now, it seems that the universe or whatever, everybody is on social media and streaming this and streaming that. So that's where we're focusing our primary content right now. But eventually we do want to get to the point where you do, turn on the television and you see us there. So that's where I honestly see us within the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay, that's an excellent goal, definitely. And we'd love to see you on TV. So, okay. So, before we take our shift into the entrepreneur aspect of ReTV, let me ask you one more question about, which is key to the spotlight, and the one thing that we want to make sure that we're helping the businesses that we come on in Spotlight. As viewers or your target audience, what can we do to help ReTV grow and to reach more people? Whether it's, and not trying to, give you ideas, but whether it's, going to your Facebook page or, and following you. Should we subscribe to your newsletter? Should we, pick up the phone and tell a friend, to follow ReTV, buy a t-shirt? Because I see from your website that you have merch now. Like, what can we do at this point in time today on September 17th? What can we do as a Black community to support ReTV and say, this is something that we want more of? We want positive energies. We want to see this platform stay around and grow, just like, BET or CBS. How can we help?
While I appreciate the emails and the phone calls and the posts and things like that I receive, the biggest way that we actually can use the help of, the Black Business Directory Network or any network for that matter as a Black community is eyes. We need your eyes. We need you to go out there and follow us on Relationship Entertainment Television on Facebook, ReTV or Relationship Entertainment Television on Instagram. You can hit us up on our website, re-tv.net. We need as many eyes as possible to look into our network and view our content. Your eyes give us what we need in order to become a profitable network. Right now, we're new, so we're not a profitable network at all. But your eyes, you sharing with your family, you sharing with your friends, you telling your neighbors, whatever it is. We have several shows that speak to all demographics, all ages, all relationships, whether it's business, whether it's health, whether it's history, whether it's men, women. We need your eyes, and we have content that speaks to whatever it is that you're looking for. And so the biggest way that we can use your help is your eyes. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We're never going to turn down, we do have a campaign going, a GoFundMe campaign that allows us, that allows people to donate into Relationship Entertainment Television. And so we're never going to turn that down, because we do need that in order to continue to bring you content. We do need those things, but we also need advertisers. We also need sponsors. And the way we get those advertisers and the ways we get those sponsors are by your eyes, by watching, by signing up, by tuning in. We do have a newsletter that goes out bi-weekly. Sign up for our newsletter. All of those things help us in some form, fashion, or another. Nothing too small is, what you feel is too small, trust me, is not too small to help us continue to grow as a network.
Okay, great. That's good to know. And I see from your website and from downloading your app that ReTV programs currently consist of, there's a chef that cooks delicious food. You have some programming for women. You have the Millionaire Man Cave for men. You have This Day in History, which is great, and especially because it appeals to teens, that you have a teen hosting it. You have, like you mentioned, the sports. There's a very diverse program. But does that mean you're not open to new content creators coming on board? Or is that something that, you're willing to discuss with people who would like to see their program on ReTV?
Oh no, we're always looking for new content. We're always looking for new content. We're reaching out to people. We have people reaching out to us. We're always, again, we're a growing network, and we will continue to grow. And the only way that we can continue to grow is by those coming to us and say, "Hey, what about this show idea? Hey, what about this? Are you looking, can you produce this? Can we help you produce this? We are already doing a show. Can we air it on your network? What is it that we can do in order to air it on your network?" And so we encourage anybody and everybody who's actually interested and who has a positive message behind their show, whether it's a movie, whether it's a short film, whether it's a TV show, whether it's, a cooking show. You mentioned we do have a cooking show, Let's Eat by Chef Audie. Oh my gosh, her food. I want to taste it through the screen. But the way that, that just shows, again, we have shows for everybody, and we're always looking for new content all the time from anybody and everybody.
Great. That is excellent. And we definitely will pass the word about ReTV so it can explode. So let's shift for a moment and let's focus on the entrepreneurial aspect. So we've seen how you had an idea, you brought it to fruition, you're working through it to move forward to where you would like ReTV to be. But we also want to encourage prospective entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs, discourage entrepreneurs. So can you tell us one challenge that you've overcome, either bringing ReTV out of your head to actually make it a real product, or since you've launched a challenge that you may have overcome to get to where you are today?
Obviously in business, we fail quite more often than we succeed, to be completely honest with you. So there are several challenges that we've had to overcome in order to even get to where we are today. One of them are naysayers who say, oh my gosh, you can't start a television network. How can you start a television network? You don't have the money to start a television network. And I'll tell you, you're 110% right. I don't have the money to start a television network, but I did it. But I did it, and we are doing
Johnson
it.
Had to start somewhere.
Exactly. You have to start somewhere. And so that's one of the challenges that, we've definitely faced, just the naysayers. And even within that, just the fact of, it is not an easy task to start a television network. This is something that is completely brand new to myself and the team that works with me in order to do this. I don't do this by myself. So I definitely have to give a shout out to the team that actually works with me in order to put Relationship Entertainment Television on air 24/7, 365, whether it's through our social media, whether it's through administration behind the scenes, whether it's people reaching out to doing all of those things. All of those things have been challenges. I'm not going to lie. At some point, form, fashion, or another, whether it's social media, whether it's administration, whether it's getting content, whether it's all of those things. But I don't believe in quitting. There's a good friend of mine that we actually aired on Relationship Entertainment Television, who has a podcast of his own called Happy Hood. And his thing was, never quit, don't give up, continue going regardless. And that's one of the challenges that I personally had to overcome myself, because I have been a quitter. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of things that I have not finished in life. And this is one of the things that, regardless of whether the fact I didn't feel like I had the money, whether the fact there were naysayers, whether the fact, I felt like I was stuck and just could not move any further, that I just did not quit. And we continued to push forward to continue to provide content, positive content, to our viewing audience, to give what we believe is actually needed, especially now in this world. That's definitely, one of or a couple of the challenges that we've had to overcome.
Okay. And that's what I was going to ask you about, how you keep yourself motivated. You kind of touched on it as well as getting that content out there. Is there anything else that you use to kind of keep you motivated and keep you waking up each day and working on this, even when it's really tough?
Several things, to be completely honest. We still work 9 to 5. I'm not gonna lie. We're still working 9 to 5 in order to help, fund, this network. So again, we do have the capital campaign out there that says, hey, if you want to, help fund ReTV and become an investor, we have that out there. But we do work a 9 to 5 in order to, do this. And so our goal is to become completely independent, where we are doing this based off of advertisements and sponsorships and things like that, or where our 9 to 5 is relationship entertainment television, 24/7, 365, sleep, eat, breathe, everything. And that's currently what we're doing as a team in order to get there, along with prayer. Oh my gosh, prayer. Because without prayer, without God in the picture, I can't tell you where any of us would be or how this would have even worked out this far. Because again, this is completely brand new to us. So we've had to pray about what our next steps are. We had to pray about the relationships we're building and the relationship that we're entering to while we're building this network, whether it's through sponsorships or advertising or whatever the case may be. We pray about everything that we do before we actually do it. So those are the things that we're doing 24/7 in order to continue to keep pushing us so that we don't quit. We continue to move forward.
Great. Okay. And one last question. What advice would you give someone that is on the fence about starting a business, pursuing their passion? They kind of want something like maybe they're in the same situation as you. They're at a 9 to 5 and they need a boost, to actually take that step. What advice would you give them?
Wow. Write it down. The word says, write the vision, make it plain, right? Once having a thought in your head only does but so much. That thoughts come and go all the time. But once you actually speak it, once you actually write it down, put it on paper. I'm not in my office right now, but in my office, I have a whiteboard behind me that I legitimately jot down notes, write down thoughts, write down, things that come. So that way it's not only a mental reminder, but it's actually a physical, visual reminder that says, hey, this is what you need to do. These are the goals that you're trying to accomplish. And it holds me accountable in order to do that. So write down what it is, don't just keep it in your head, write it down. Set a goal and actually work towards that goal. Set a date. So that way, once that, say, hey, by this date, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Write that date down. Write what X, Y, and Z is down, and set steps, actionable steps that will allow you to get to that goal by that specific time and date. Don't be discouraged by the fact that, yes, you may fail. We all have failed. We have failed in relationship entertainment television and some of the tasks that we've done, but we've gotten back up and we've looked at that date and we've looked at that goal and we say, you know what, we're going to continue pushing forward to that date and that goal. And so we've gotten back on and figured, you know what, let's go about this another way because we have a goal to reach. So don't quit. Write it down, don't quit, set a date, and just, continue to push forward. And, you can do all things through God who strengthens you. So that's, the other thing that I would say, believe that God has set something before you that you can actually go forth and do with his help. So
great.
Rely on God to take you there.
Great advice. So I would like to thank you for joining us on the Black-Owned Business Spotlight. And just to make sure that we can connect with ReTV from this point on, share with our friends, our family, our coworkers, let's just make sure everyone knows where to find you. You're on Facebook. You're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. You have ReTV app that they can download through Google Store and iTunes.
Yep, on your phones.
On your phone. All right, and your logo is behind you. So if anyone ever has a question about which ReTV, they can look for your logo. That's black. Perfect. Thank you for sliding out the way. You you have a YouTube channel where you show your episodes, and your episodes do stream. Yes. I don't think we touched on that. Your episodes are streaming on YouTube, on your app, through your website, re-tv.net, through Facebook Live. Am I missing anything in terms of where they're streaming or where we can catch you?
We stream on the app. We stream on YouTube. We stream on Facebook Live. We also, and a lot of people don't know, there actually is a tab on our Facebook page where you can actually catch our 24/7 stream there as well. So not only do we do Facebook Live, like, you know, most people do Facebook Live, but we also stream our content 24/7 on a live tab on our Facebook page. So we know a lot of people are out there on Facebook 24/7. Click on our the Relationship Entertainment ReTV page, and you can actually watch our content. You can share it from there. You can watch our content from there. All of that good stuff.
Okay, great. That's good to know. And what we'll do when we post this in the group is make sure that down in the comment section, we actually provide all the usernames and all the URLs in case anyone has any questions. They can make sure to reach out to you. Subscribe to your newsletter, which they can do through your website. We just want to also remind anyone, if they have any questions for Tyren, they can reach out to him through the website. Any content creators, definitely any sponsors are welcome to reach out to you. And there is that GoFundMe. Every dollar I can imagine would be beneficial to ReTV and the development and the growth of it, right?
Yes.
So,
most definitely.
Okay. So yeah, so we definitely want to encourage everyone the same way that, you know, you support your favorite celebrity. Perfect. PayPal. Perfect. We have PayPal on the screen. So the same way you're supporting celebrities or your DJs that are playing on Facebook every night for $5, $5 does add up. So any contribution to ReTV will definitely help them reach their goals. And we want to support our Black-owned businesses. There is no other streaming platform like this one. We are so excited that our Tyren and ReTV have joined us for this spotlight. We encourage all of you to go like, follow, share, comment, not only when you're watching these shows, but comment and engage, because, you know, the content creators, the hosts want to hear from you, and it will help them develop their content. Is that right, Tyren? Am I missing anything?
That is 100% spot on. All of our content creators, you know, do look forward to feedback, whether it's, you know, aired live or on demand later. I believe, you know, you're showing currently our email address. You can email us, and we'll definitely, you know, relay that information. We actually have a contact form on our website as well, where you can actually contact us for additional information, whether you want to be a content creator, whether you want to donate, whether you have thoughts, whether you have ideas, or whether you even, you know, just whatever it is, we have the, you know, the ability to help you.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for joining us. The one last thing that I would like to mention that most people may not think of when they watch this video, but I encourage you, and you'll see in our group, one of the things that we're starting to focus on moving forward is how businesses can collaborate and work together. So if you have a business that may not necessarily relate to a TV show, but it would help your business to maybe get more eyes. Maybe look at partnering with ReTV as, you know, an advertiser, or, you know, sponsoring one of their shows where their audience will see your information, and, you know, in exchange, ReTV is building a lasting relationship with you as well. You just never know how things will work out. So that is another thing that I really want our viewers to take from this is, you know, it is possible to take a vision and to make it, to bring it into fruition. It is possible to get over some of those hurdles. It is possible to work with other businesses, and it is possible to share positive images and positive information and make a positive change in our community and grow the same way that ReTV is. Right, Tyren?
Correct.
Great.
Correct.
Anything else before we end our interview?
I just thank you for the Black Business Directory for having me and allowing me to spotlight Relationship Entertainment Television. Again, I encourage you all to download, to like, to subscribe, to share, to donate, to network, all of those things. And so that way we can continue to grow, and we can continue to help others grow as well. Because again, our goal is to get as much positive content out there as possible. So I thank you, Tia. I thank, you know, you for what you're doing, and I thank you all for watching and supporting us as Relationship Entertainment Television.
Great. Thank you, Tyren. Have a good evening.
Thank you, too.
As you just heard from the Relationship Entertainment Television founder, Tyren, ReTV is unlike any other platform out there. It's for entertainment, whether you want something engaging or something educational, there's something for you. So tune in. And if you're a content creator, whether you currently have content like a podcast or whether you don't, but you can create it on a regular basis, like you're a teacher or a poet or any type of content creator, I encourage you to reach out to them. You could have your own program reaching your audience as well as the Relationship Entertainment Television audience. I did it and I am glad that I did. Now, if you have any questions about Relationship Entertainment Television or want to reach out to Tyren, I'll be sure to post all of his information in the show notes down below. If you'd like to be featured in an upcoming episode of Entrepreneur Insider or have any questions about the Black Entrepreneurs Network, you can reach out to me. My email is info@theblackentrepreneursnetwork.com. Now, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that red button at the bottom right of your screen. And while you're there, hit that bell so you're notified when new episodes premiere. This season is ending. I'm super excited that you joined us, but we'll be back for next season in September. And I'd love to feature you, your business, or business that you recommend. So reach out to me. And until next time, thank you all so much for watching. And don't forget, be great.